Video number 10, exclamation mark. We can see the exclamation mark at the front of the pitch there. And we can also see the exclamation mark at the back of the pitch. Now these are events that are going to bring up a few different things. I'll show you one more example actually. A possible walk and then an exclamation point. That's at the back again. So you have to check the exclamation point section. If it's before the description on the pitch, it means you have to do it before you work out this role. Now in this case, it's going to be a ball in play, but we have to check that first. If it's at the back, there and there, two examples. After the final result of the at-bat happens, you would then check this. Now what do these bring up? Got a couple of cards here with a couple of different scenarios. So first of all, up the top here, pass ball. Can bring up a running game check. Bring up a wild pitch check. Can bring up a balk check. And last of all, it can bring up a wild pitch check. And if it is a wild pitch, the catcher then has a chance to block it against his pass ball rating. So if his pass ball rating is rolled, it would then be not blocked. Everything else would be blocked. So if we just grab a picture here, here's Martinez from the Indians. If you get one of those, say before the play, obviously there's got to be a runner on base for this. Say you got this card over here to indicate a wild pitch. We would go down and we would look at the wild pitch rating of Martinez. A 1 to 26 would be a wild pitch. Otherwise, we would put the ball in play, which is the next description. Say for instance, the batter walked, so there's definitely a runner on first. After the at-bat, we have one of these. Then we had the wild pitch come up, roll against Martinez. If it is a wild pitch, the runner goes down to, the runner here will go down to second base. Exactly the same for a balk. Look against their balk rating. If it's in the range of 1 to 49 here, it's going to be a balk. Obviously balks happen a little bit less. If we grab a catcher out, let's grab Dan Wilson for the Seattle Mariners. Looking down the bottom here, we've got a pass ball rating of 19. So one of the other two, say this one came up, it was a pass ball. We would roll between 1 and 19 for Dan Wilson would be a pass ball. And if you had this one come up, wild pitch catcher block, first thing you'd have to do is you'd have to check if it's between 1 and 26 here for Martinez. If it is, the catcher has a chance to block. Dan Wilson, 1 to 19, would let it past him. 22-100, he would block the ball. So on these ones here, generally, if it's thrown wild, the catcher's going to do a pretty good job. But if he doesn't, it's going to be a wild pitch like normal. Running games, we went through running games in another video, but if there's a runner on and you get a running game, you flip a card over and you come and have a look at the running game section to see if there's going to be a steal. So obviously that steal can happen before or after. I guess in this case, if you had something like, and I'll try and find an example. Here's the example I found. If you have something like that come up, and it does come up as a running game, well then the runner maybe who's on first can steal second base, or maybe if he's on second, steals third base. There could be a walk, and then the person who walked may be able to steal as well. So there's a few different varieties there. The bonus here is that because you can have it at the beginning or the end of the actual at bat, if it comes up here and you get it after the at bat, say, put into play, there's a single that comes up, it's a wild pitch. He goes down to second base. The very next at bat, you flip it over and you have to check it before the at bat, and there's another wild pitch, he goes down to third. So basically it means that you can get a couple of these in a row if required without there being a result for the at bat. So single, wild pitch, single, wild pitch, ball, single, wild pitch, pass, ball, then the next result. That's not going to happen very often, but there is that opportunity there. So that's the exclamation mark. It's fairly straightforward, brings in wild pitches, pass balls, balks, and a few extra running games. Also uses the catcher block rating to stop some of those wild pitches.